Hello, thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. Today I'm going to talk to you about who we are, what we do, and how we do it. I will also use a case study to illustrate exactly how we've done this for one of our existing customers. And then I will end with our proof of concept offer. International analysts maintain that a full 15% of billing in North America and Europe contain billing errors. Now, we don't live in North America or Europe. Here in South Africa, this figure is closer to 25%. That's where we come in. Dataroom is an independent telecoms expense management service provider. Now, according to Gartner, a TEMS provider is an organization that at its heart has a software platform that manages a company's invoices and assets. Listed here are some of the key TEMS components that are included in our service offering. What we do through TEMS is offer a direct savings of between 5 and 40% on your telecom spend. And we're also able to help you improve your efficiencies by assisting with the management of your telecoms infrastructure. Now, how we do this? We do this by engaging directly with a service provider on your behalf, along with our Dataroom's hosted platform, which is a solution that is non-invasive, not requiring any hardware or software to be put down on your side. We also have a team of TEMS experts. What we won't do is we won't fill your mailbox on a monthly basis with thousands of emails. Instead, what we'll do is we'll get together with you, engage with you to better understand what your business requirements are, besides reducing costs, and of course who the role players are. Once this has been established, we will create a contract center. The contract center is a central repository for all of your terms, conditions, rates, discounts, and agreements with each of your service providers. We will then plug into the back end of those service providers. From there, we will be able to do a detailed analysis and get end-to-end visibility. We'll also be able to, from this analysis, determine exactly where the sweet spots are for savings. Then together with you, we'll create a project plan. And in this project plan, we will highlight where the sweet spots are, what the benchmarks are, and with this plan on a monthly basis, we will sit down with you and show the progress. That is our process. The hosted platform is extremely powerful, has a variety of different tools, over 100 tools in fact, and one of those is what we refer to as the most expensive number dialed. There is an interesting case where a company that was running a TMS, telephone management system, ran the top number dialed on our system and realized that the most expensive number dialed was in fact to a horse racing results line, a premium rated number. On their TMS, the number appeared, yet it was showing a very minimal call time and therefore a minimal value. So they were confused and couldn't understand why it was the most expensive number dialed. Through a single click on our back-end system, we were able to determine that what was happening is the call was not being terminated by the service provider. Some of these calls lasted 14 days. Now, 14 days to a premium rated number is going to cost a lot of money. So much so that if we had not discovered this in the first month that this customer was with us, to date they would have incurred 2.4 million rand. On to our case study. We were asked to partner with one of South Africa's leading security companies. They needed accurate data. They wanted to understand who was paying what, if they were paying more this year than they were last year, and to see if they were paying more or less the same as others like them in the industry. Now, to do this, we had to analyze over 148 million rows of information. This is a huge amount of data. If you were to imagine each row of information 42 centimeters long, placed back to back, this would go around the world 1.5 times. Now, I'm telling you this about the amount of data just to give you an idea of how much data we can, in fact, crunch and analyze. They ultimately wanted to know if their service providers were doing what they say they were doing. And we can say, no, they were not. Not only were they paying other people's bills, but a full 8% of their fees were incorrectly applied. A 17% of their discounts were either incorrectly or not applied at all. An organization of this size would be entitled to a number of discounts. That's the discounts that I'm referring to. What ended up happening is the agreed contractual rates that they had signed with their service providers did not equal their effective rates. There were other problems as well. For example, their cell phone users were downloading content to their cell phone on a monthly basis to the value of 120,000 Rand. That's ringtones, screensavers, certainly nothing work-related. We were also able to determine that a large amount of their infrastructure was being paid for but not utilized. All in all, 2.1 million Rands worth of infrastructure per year was being paid for and not being used. Before we joined them, partnered with them, they had done an internal audit where they had cancelled a large amount of services. What we determined was that 50% of those services cancelled were still appearing on their phone bill. So we got to fixing it. We logged queries with the service providers as we had all the relevant information. We followed up, and started to recover credits. To date, we have recovered over 1.5 million Rands for this customer. Now, we have been working with this customer for the past 3 years. And in that time, through constant engagement, we have helped them optimize their telecoms environment to the point where they've reduced their telecom spend by 16%. To give you an indication of what a Rand value associated to that 16% is, it's in the region of 20 million Rand. That's what we did for this company. We'd love to see what we could do for you. Which brings me to the proof of concept. Now, the proof of concept is a free proof of concept whereby we will give you first-hand experience of our value proposition by doing an analysis of your telecoms environment. There is no obligation to buy, and if nothing else, this will give you a bird's eye view of exactly what your telecoms environment looks like. Thank you very much for your time. Are there any questions?